After a revealing interview in Sweden, it may seem that Lias Andersson is being bullied out of New York. My take's coming up next. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt, and welcome to the Sin Bin. And one thing I like to do on this channel is look at all of the developing news story in the world of the NHL and sort of talk about this. Now, this is one particular news story that I wasn't really going to talk about, but it seems like we are getting some developments, and they are worth mentioning. And it is about the man next to me, Lias Andersson. Now, I'm going to admit to you guys, I sort of knew Lias Andersson before his NHL career because he was that guy who threw his medal after winning the silver medal for Sweden at the World Junior Championship. But other than that, I didn't really know much about him. I also knew he was kind of a high draft pick, as you can see here on the screen, 7th overall in the 2017 draft. I mean, this kid has talent, at least on paper, because so far his stats haven't been really encouraging. In 2018-19, throughout 42 games with the Rangers, he only has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points, and this most recent year, he has only 17 games played and has 1 assist. So despite having all of the talent in the world, 7th overall, that's very talented for me, and I know the kid has talent. He hasn't been able to translate it on the NHL stage. Now, earlier this year, there was a story coming out that Lias Andersson wants out of New York. He doesn't want to be with the Rangers anymore. He wants nothing to do with them. And I always thought it was more stats-wise. Sometimes the player, he's not really performing under his current team. He needs sort of a change of scenario. He needs a fresh start. And I sort of always viewed it as something like that. Now, according to this most recent interview that Lias Andersson had over there in Sweden, it seems like there might be a little bit more to it. And we are going to get into it. If I could direct you guys to the screen, boom. So, as I said, Lias Andersson, he had an interview with this guy called Rylander. Now, that's a Swedish name if I've ever seen one. And this is a guy who's known him for many years. They probably know each other on a personal basis, and he's followed him for many years. And the highlights of the interview are as follows. Andersson acknowledged that people have portrayed him as a spoiled brat who quit on his team, but he cryptically said they don't know the whole truth. He also said, there have been many incidents that have disturbed me. I kind of joked about it with the whole medal thing, but he's always had sort of that reputation as a spoiled brat, starting with that medal incident. A lot of people were saying, hey, look, you won the medal. Stop being a sore loser. Stop throwing it over. And although I don't really follow the New York Rangers as a whole very much, it seems like the New York Rangers the fan base, sort of portrayed him in that light. And what Rylander is saying is that, you know what, guys? You don't know the whole story. He's not a spoiled brat. I'm not a spoiled brat. And let's see what else he says here in the interview. He says that Andersson addressed the attitude issue directly. He said, I'm not a spoiled kid who complains about not being allowed to play hockey for the New York Ranger. That's not the thing. There are other factors. So he's sort of saying there's some other factors to go with it. It's not so much that he's a spoiled kid. Maybe there's some things that are out of his control that are happening, and Rylander hits that this type of thing may be directed towards bullying. Rylander asked him directly if he had been bullied, and he didn't confirm or deny that any of it took place. He did say that there will be revealed more when the time is right. Andersson has also been playing with an injury to both his feet. That makes it hard for him to wear skates, and he'll be seeing a specialist in Sweden. And last but not least, the Swede also told Rylander that he believed he had won the second-line center slot after Mika Zibanejad in training camp. The assertion drew the most public reaction since that clearly was not the case. He won a job in training camp, but not the second-line center position. Now, I know a lot of people, they're thinking, this bad season for Lias Andersson, we knew it from the start. It was there from the start. What am I talking about? Take a look. So there's Lias Andersson. Here he comes. There's Lias Andersson, and there's Lias Andersson. Okay, so that I just had to throw that in there because it's kind of funny. But back to serious things, though. When he brings up this thing about bullying, when he says, I'm not a spoiled brat, it's not me, guys. It's the people I work with. They bullied me. I kind of take that with a grain of salt. Because obviously there's been all of the cases of the head coaches, they've been bullying, whether it be Mark Crawford, whether it be Mike Babcock, whether it be Bill Peters, it's sort of a witch hunt going on in the NHL. And I'm going to use sort of the same terms that my friend Mark used when I said, I don't know what consists of bullying really. So I can't really take sides. Is it the side of Quinn, the coach, or is it the side of Anderson? I can't take any sides because I don't know specifically what happened. Okay, maybe he just yelled at him. And Anderson is saying, whoa, he bullied me. Hey, mister, in my books, yelling isn't being bullied. That's just teaching you a lesson. That's just feeding you your medicine. All right? So as long as we don't know more details, okay, and we don't know specifically what's happened, I don't think I can further comment, and I encourage people to not make any speculations either because there's just no information. But like Lias Andersson hinted, there might be more information to come later, so we'll stay tuned for that, and we'll definitely keep our eyes open. And if you guys like this video, and if you like that story, make sure to stay tuned Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the Sin Bin Hockey Podcast, and for sure we are going to be talking about this topic, this whole Lias Andersson development. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Whatever it may be, make sure to like and subscribe. And as per usual, my name is Matt, and keep your stick on the ice.